Hey there, everyone. Welcome. Well, have we got a delightful treat for today? We'll be working some therapeutics for the whole body, and we just need one simple setup, but it might look a little bit different depending on what types of props and tools you have at home. So let's get into what the setup is, and then we'll carry on. So, as you can see, I have a bolster. Well, I have two bolsters because we have the Prana bolsters from Half Moon and they're more narrow. So I'm choosing to use two bolsters, but you can do this with one, okay? And we want to set up a little ramp. So you have one block on its lowest setting and one block on its medium setting. And I know I have two blocks here, but it's just because we have narrow bolsters. But if you are like, maybe you're using cushions from your couch or something. So if you're using this type of pillow, even maybe you want to set up similar to this. But generally, just two blocks would be good. And you want to set yourself up with this little ramp. So the thing is that something I really want to point out is I know some of you may be tempted to use pillows from your bed, but what's going to happen with pillows from the bed is they're going to squish right down to the floor, whereas the bolster can hold your weight, right? Like I can push some weight there and it's not fully collapsing down. So you do need something that has some form to it that is fairly rigid for a pillow, okay? So once you get yourself set up, you might also want a blanket as well. So our first position is seated. We want to move our hips up in toward the bolster and let the legs come wide. And then we're laying the chest down onto the bolster. So the thing is, we want our belly, our abdomen to be supported so that we have more space to fold over and relax. It doesn't matter how far down you go. You could make a pillow with your blanket and then just settle in. And you can start just resting on your elbows. You'll be here for a bit. If your legs feel uncomfortable or your hips are still having a hard time sitting in a neutral place, then of course you can bend your knees as much as you need to. But otherwise, maybe just take a quick peek at your toes. Make sure all 10 toes are facing toward the ceiling. And then go back to your settling in. I'll read a piece from Thich Nhat Hanh's How to Love. Just picking a piece at random. The beauty of the body. The human body is one of the most beautiful things we can see. We need to practice treating such beauty with reverence. Perhaps we're afraid to contemplate beauty, and that's why we don't treat our bodies and the bodies of others with respect. I like that one. I concur. I'll read it one more time. The human body is one of the most beautiful things that we can see. We need to practice treating such beauty with reverence. Perhaps we're afraid to contemplate beauty, and that's why we don't treat our bodies and the bodies of others with respect. When you can see the beauty in yourself, you treat yourself as though you are beautiful. And that helps you see the beauty in the world around you, in other people, in the nature that surrounds you, in the being of each moment that you are in. And of course, in order to really feel that sense of beauty from within and appreciation for that, We need to come to a space of acceptance for who we are. Because fundamentally, if we don't accept who we are and take, onus of our person, who we are from the inside out, well, then we won't discover a true sense of feeling like we're beautiful. But if you know from your heart of hearts that you live your truth, so to speak, directly from your heart, and that you connect your heart with others in a way that is from your soul, not from your mind. When you can be in that space, you start to tap into the beauty that unfolds from deep within you. Beauty is beyond skin deep, right? Think of the reflection of your soul. Enjoy another breath all the way in and all the way out as you feel your upper body soften a little deeper. And observe at the shifting sensations through the legs. Notice your ability to soften into yourself. Are there still muscles that are hanging on? Feel your lungs expand as your breath deepens a little bit more. Not by force, but by welcoming. Take your time. Placing your palms on the mat or pressing your palms into the mat, just start to walk yourself up, nice and tall in the spine. Look to the right, center, look to the left, and then we'll come back to center. So bring your hands behind you so you can easily lean back, drag the heels in as you bend the knees, and just scooch your hips back so you can start to sweep the feet over to the right. So you want your knees to face over to the right, so you're on your outer left hip. Your setup is the same, but I'm going to offer the idea of going just a little bit lower. So if you want to, you definitely don't have to, but you could pop one block down and then just get rid of the other block and have your bolsters at that height now. So see what suits you best. You can always change your mind. We're in the positions for a bit of time, so you can always readjust. But once you've got yourself set up, turn to face your bolsters, hands either side of the bolster, and nice and easy, just make your way down. Now start with resting on your left cheek. So you can come all the way down with your head, but if you do prefer to use the blanket as a pillow, please do. Just make sure you feel relaxed here. So really, we're just allowing ourselves to feel the support that's here so that we can breathe better. So can you close down through your eyes and bring your inner attention to your lungs? Empty them, hold it, and then fill yourself up. Hold the breath just for a moment, then release it just slowly. So the breath is in and out of the nose. You just want to start playing with the spaces that you're breathing into. Notice if there are certain areas that might feel a little bit stuck, but they might feel not even like responsive, right? Like it's not even part of the equation to be able to breathe into those areas. However, it is possible. We just need to make the connections, right? So if you find an area that feels a little bit asleep, start with becoming aware of the spaces around it and then work your way in. And just see how that feels. Just play with that for a few more cycles of breath. If it's comfortable for you, you could turn your gaze to look to the left. Nice, easy breath in and out. Notice already what's opened up for you. Nice and easy. Start to press yourself up. Just walk your hands in bit by bit. Turn to face the back edge of your mat. And then just lay flat back for a moment. Let your knees open up. And just pause here. Of course, you could use your blanket as a pillow if you like. Let's bring the fingers to reach up to the ceiling on a breath in. And about shoulder width apart, palms face each other. Reach the hands overhead. Get a lovely little stretch. And then reach your hands back up toward the ceiling and all the way down to your hips or your thighs. And then just do that 2 more times. Sweep the fingers up and back. Just move smooth and slow. Get a lovely little stretch to wherever your fingers can reach to. And then we exhale to bring the hands down toward the legs. And one more time, breathing in. It's like you're enjoying a big, long, but gentle stretch. Well, because that's exactly what we're doing. Maybe you can reach out and relax. The arms come all the way back, forward and down. Gently close through the legs. And then shimmy your hips over to the left as you gently start to just sit up, roll to your outer right hip. And we'll get set up for the other side as your hands come either side of the bolster. Your knees are facing over to the left, chest faces forward and down. And then when you're ready, take your time, walk yourself down. And we start with relaxing the right cheek on the mat or on the bolster. And start to discover the spaces of the lungs here. So bring your attention back into your lungs. Empty them out. Hold it. And then breathe in, welcoming the breath. Notice all the spaces you can expand into. Holding that for a moment. And then releasing. And continuing to discover the breath as we settle in here. Can you feel your jaw relax? Can you feel your breath more completely? Perhaps turning your gaze to look over to the right now, only if it feels good on your neck. And continue to work with the breath. Beautiful through the breath. Feel the expansiveness in your low ribs, your low lungs. Discovering the aspect of beauty from within. When we settle into the knowing that breath is life, we discover a new sense of beauty in each moment, in each inhale and each exhale. Nice and easy. Take your time. Start to press yourself up. Turn to face the back of your mat and lay back down. Lengthen your legs out. Your arms are just relaxed for now. Bring your left ankle toward the bottom left corner of your mat, and then slowly cross your right ankle over top of your left. So that can be a really beautiful release for the low back and the outer right hip. So see what works for you. You could keep your arms relaxed. If it feels good, you could start to reach your right arm up and your left hand could grab your right wrist, just guiding it over to the left a little bit. You could also choose to have your hands behind your head. I like this variation a lot because then you can kind of edge your hands to the left a bit and you've got even more support. So, but you're going to need to see what's best for you. The hands behind the head will take you deeper into the stretch. The hand holding onto the wrist will keep the stretch more mild. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice what's happening in your hips here. I know for me, I can feel a really nice opening in the outer right hip, and I can feel my lower back relaxing. Nice and easy. Start to bring your upper body back to center. If you had the hands behind the head or arms overhead, gently release arms down. Just move nice and easy as you bring your right foot back to center and then your left foot. Maybe notice the differences between the sides. And then right foot walks to the bottom right corner of the mat, somewhere over there. And the left foot slides over top, so we cross the left ankle on top of the right. We hang out here. So notice the differences between sides. Know that you can stay right here with your arms relaxed by your sides. If it feels good for you, you can start to reach the left arm up and overhead and reach it over to the right, and your right hand could gently grab your left wrist. Your upper body tilts or shifts the tiniest bit to the right, so you can gently accentuate the stretch in this position. If you would like to go a little deeper, no pressure, hands could come behind the head so elbows are wider, and you can further shift your body over to the right so that your right shoulder is like almost falling off the bolster. So that gives quite a deep opening through the right side. And you have your hands underneath your skull, so it helps keep everything in line and supported. Notice how your left hip can drop and your right elbow could be rested on the ground. Notice what's happening through the back of the hips. Can you breathe into your outer left hip or your outer left oblique area? Just see how that feels to become aware of those spaces. Soften a little more. And nice and easy, start to release, to come back to center. Bring your left foot back to center and your right foot. Plant both feet on the mat. Inner edges of the legs and feet touch, and just nice and easy, let your knees waver from side to side. So just go to your edge, nice easy rock side to side. Beautiful. Come to stillness. Use your hands to help you press up into a seat. And then turn around. You might want to grab your blanket if you were using it as a pillow, because you might use it as a pillow back here. So now you want to scooch your hips up toward the bolsters, which they're pretty much already there. But slide over to the left just the tiniest bit, depending on how wide your bolster is. I've got two, so I can pretty much stay in the middle for this, but see what works for you. So the right leg is on the bolster supported, your left leg is straight but down on the ground. And your upper body comes all the way down. So just adjust your body until you feel comfortable here. And again, you could use your blanket as a pillow or head flat down onto the mat. Shoulder blades are flat. And arms just relax out to the sides. Make any little adjustments you need to with your head and neck. And notice your breathing here. Of course, this is a really fantastic way to bring the body into a relaxed state. Also stimulate the lymphatic fluid function. This can be really helpful to ease tension out of the lower back. Deepen the breath a little more. Can you expand your lungs widthwise across the room? And can you deeply release all the breath from your body as you exhale? Nice and easy. Your right leg comes down to the ground. Shimmy your hips over to the right if you need to, you might not. And the left leg comes up onto the bolster. So right leg down on the mat, left leg elevated. And see if you can breathe in toward your belly here. And see how that feels. As if you're expanding your belly and your lower back at the same time. And as you exhale, squeezing the breath out, but allowing the hips to feel even heavier. Feeling the front of your body sink in toward the back and sink in toward the mat. Notice any little adjustments or shifts your body makes. And then take your time, just nice and easy. Adjust so both legs can rest on the bolster. Feel everything soften here. Notice the quieting of the mind. Deepen your breath again. Fill your belly. And soften it. And then nice and easy, just slide one foot off at a time as you bend through the knees. Step your feet onto the bolster. Cross your right thigh over your left. And then slide your left foot down on the right side of the bolster and see if your right foot can come down on the left side of the bolster onto the mat. Another beautiful opening for the hips here. but with support. So we're in a partial twist, but we've also got some really beautiful opening happening in the outer left hip as well. You might feel your back arch away from the mat a little bit. And that's totally fine. Notice that beautiful space. And then nice and easy, step your feet or bring your knees back to center so you can step your feet back on the bolster and undo through your legs. Then we'll do opposite, so left thigh on top, and your right foot could then slide outside the left side of the bolster, and maybe your left foot can come down to the mat on the right side. And we hang out here. So of course this opens some wonderful spaces in the sacral area as well. You might notice that your head wants to turn one way or another. If that happens, that's fine. Just be relaxed here in your upper body. Breathe into your belly area again. And take your time, just move slow as your knees start to come back up. This time, just undo through the knees, bringing feet either side of the bolster on the mat. Take your time. We're just scooching ourselves away from the bolsters a bit. So your hips are moving away from the bolsters. We're turning onto our belly. We want our quadriceps on the ground. And then you can have your feet and your shins rested on your bolsters. Now, let your knees stay relaxed on the mat at first. You've got your blanket. You could use that as a pillow. Stack your hands, rest a cheek, whatever side of the head feels more comfortable. And just let everything soften here. Notice how willing your body is to relax into this space. So you can choose to stay exactly here. If you'd like a little bit of a deeper back bend for the next few minutes, because we will be here for longer, you can gently scooch yourself back so that maybe your knees are on your bolster, but you could go even further and have your feet hook on the other side of your bolster. And then hang out. If you do have your feet hooked on the other side of the bolster, you don't want to have the feet flexed the whole time or anything, but you can play with that flexion a bit so you can feel some awareness through the back of your body. So you can just practice pressing the tops of your feet into the bolsters to feel that release through the back body from the hips down to the heels. And then just relax after you've tried that a couple times if you'd like. And continue to allow your hips to soften here. This also does start to stimulate the kidney line in the body, the meridian, I should say. You may notice tension in your glutes that is hanging on. And that's a good thing because we're in a partial back bend, so your muscles are helping you out a bit here. But see if you can soften a bit because you have support in this case. So just see if you can give your muscles a chance to ease off for just a few more breath cycles. Enjoy a nice, complete breath in through your belly. Let it go. Again, all the way in. Let it go. One more time like that, all the way in. Let it go. Take your time. Slowly let one leg slide off the bolster to one side and the other leg slides off to the other side. Your knees might be bent. And then nice and easy, just scooch your body forward with your hips down and take a Sphinx pose. Your legs can just stay wide or just coming up onto the elbows for a moment. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. And take your time as you breathe out, reach your right arm forward. Left hand helps you roll onto the back. So you could choose to just keep your feet wide around your bolsters. Let your toes relax. And breathe all the way in. And then adjust your shoulders again as you exhale. Extend your arms overhead, drag your heels along the ground, and bring your knees in for a hug. Then rock side to side, easing out any tension that might be hanging on in the back. Then bring your hands onto your kneecaps, keep your legs together, draw circles with your knees. Circle the opposite direction. Just nice and easy. And then just side to side with the knees. And forward and back. And hug. Feel your hips sink a little heavier. And then we'll release. Legs come all the way back down. Drag the heels along the mat. Relax your arms wherever is comfortable for you. Let your toes relax heavy out to the sides. Neck is long. Close the eyes. Settle in. Just observe the breath moving in and out of the body. Notice how slow and complete your breath is, just naturally. Notice all the sounds happening outside the room. Notice the sounds happening inside the room. Notice the sound of your breath. And let's deepen through the breath as we enjoy a lovely stretch and reach through the body. And drag your heels along the ground. Bring your knees in for a squeeze and a gentle rock side to side. Then roll it over to the right side. press yourself up into a seat that's comfortable for you. We'll bring our palms to heart center. Notice how you're feeling here. Let's bring a complete breath in of loving gratitude into ourselves, and a complete breath out of loving gratitude for everyone else. Thank you for our practice today. Namaste. And I hope you feel refreshed and relaxed and all that good stuff. Restored, refreshed, relaxed, restored, all of that. Let me know how it went for you in the comments, and I'll see you again soon. Much love, everyone. Bye.